Another M. Night Shyamalan movie. And as with all of his movies, going into it, you really don't know if it's going to be really good or be a complete and total letdown. So, which one is this? Hi everybody, Anthony here from Awesome Anthony Productions, and today I'm going to give you my review of Trap. But before we get started, you know exactly what to do. I say it in every video. Please, at the end, if you think I've earned it, leave a like, subscribe, and ring that bell so you never miss any of my new reviews. Now let's get into it. Trap centers around Josh Hartnett's Cooper and his daughter Riley, played by Ariel Donahue, attending a concert for fictional pop star Lady Raven, played by one of Shyamalan's 3 daughters, Salika. As they're entering the venue and getting to their seats, Cooper starts to notice that there is a very heavy security and police presence there that day. Like, I'm talking a guard and a cop on every exit or entrance and patrolling SWAT teams that are pulling people out of the seats to question them. Why? Well, because someone tipped them off to let them know that the notorious serial killer, the Butcher, is going to be at that concert. So the FBI set a trap to catch him once and for all. There's just one problem. Loving dad, Cooper, who just wants to see his daughter happy and let her enjoy the day, he's the Butcher. Now, I have to say, this is a very interesting concept. One that sets up a decent amount of suspense and tension as we get into the meat of the first act. And Josh Hartnett, finally returning to horror after almost 2 decades,
Welcome back.
does a great job playing into that suspense, going from a performance of a non-threatening, loving father that's actually pretty goofy and kind of borders on bad for a little bit, to a cold and calculating sociopath like that.
You said he could snap just like that.
His performance is actually the best part of this movie, along with the competent cinematography, the decent score, the surprisingly effective concert scenes, and a typical Shyamalan twist at the end that I actually thought was pretty clever this time.
What a twist!
I didn't see it coming, and it didn't ruin the rest of the movie like so many last-minute twists retroactively do. And that's where my compliments come to a screeching halt, because at its core, this is an M. Night Shyamalan movie for better and for worse. The better comes with those few things that I just mentioned, and the worse, well, it makes up the rest of the damn movie, with the acting and writing being the worst of it, unfortunately.
Well, it's a terrible shame, isn't it?
Which sucks even more when you think about the talent that's in this cast. I already mentioned Josh Hartnett, and I think he gives the best performance in the movie. But there's also Allison Pill as his wife Rachel, and they both do what they can with this material to try to elevate it. But between Shyamalan's need to explain every little detail to the audience, his complete lack of understanding of what a natural conversation between 2 people sounds like, and the sheer amount of convenience and contrivance in this script, it goes from kind of annoying in the first half to downright infuriating by the end.
This movie sucks.
And outside of Hartnett and Pill, either this cast is full of bad actors, or Shyamalan's direction is even more stilted and boring than I thought it was. I'm really not sure how to explain what's so off about it, but the things being said and the way that they react to each other just don't really feel natural.
I don't feel a human being.
And with the direction and the performances, it really makes you aware that you're watching actors on a set, especially when we get to spend time with Lady Raven. No disrespect here because she's very musically talented, but Salika Shyamalan is not a good actress.
Harsh.
There's one scene involving her that's supposed to be very tense and dramatic and get you on the edge of your seat, and I was holding back laughs throughout the whole thing. And then there's the fact that this dialogue is so exposition heavy, it literally spells out every single detail to the audience and leaves nothing to the imagination.
Well, that's just lazy writing.
Especially when Cooper meets a merch seller, Jamie, played by Jonathan Langdon, who, even though he's not supposed to say anything,
What's with all the police everywhere? I'm not supposed to tell.
tells him every little detail regarding the plot to catch the Butcher, basically giving him a full-fledged plan to find a way out of there.
Thanks!
That's another part of this film that was just incredibly frustrating, the sheer amount of convenience and plot contrivances here. Cooper's concerned about the up security, and we need something to kick off the plot. He meets a worker that blabs and tells him every little detail about the trap.
You know the Butcher?
He needs a distraction? Well, it's sure lucky that somehow, in the midst of crowds and the 20,000 people that are occupying that stadium, nobody notices him push a drunk girl down the stairs, or set up a fryer explosion in one of the concession stands.
Ooh, how convenient.
Look, I don't go into every movie expecting blatant realism. I know that a lot of them require suspension of disbelief so you can fully enjoy it. But this kind of thing just happens over and over again. But when combined with the stupidity of several characters that meet Cooper and just immediately blindly trust him, it makes it so hard to suspend your disbelief that it just becomes silly.
This shit is getting goofy.
And then the movie keeps going, finding even more contrived ways to get us to a climax that, although some of it is thrilling and tense and gives Josh Hartnett a chance to truly go off the deep end with his performance, it was just too little too late for me and felt so divorced from the rest of the film that it ultimately did nothing for me. In a career like M. Night Shyamalan's that has been full of high ups and low downs, this one unfortunately is another down. Outside of the great lead performance, some well done and shot concert scenes, the occasional interesting moment, and a solid end twist, this movie is just chock full of clunky writing writing and dialogue, performances from a supporting cast that range from unconvincing to just straight up bad, and a plot that is totally littered with so much convenience and contrivance that suspension of disbelief is nearly impossible. I definitely wouldn't pay to rush out and go see it. And that's my review of Trap. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this review, you know exactly what to do. I said it earlier. Please leave a like, subscribe, and ring that bell so you never miss any of my new reviews. While you're at it, you can scroll down in the description below, find the links to my social media, leave a comment, let me know if you saw this movie and what you thought, and if you want more of my content, you can click or tap on these cards right here. It'll take you to my review of Deadpool and Wolverine, or just over to my channel where you can check out the rest of my reviews and my shorts. Thanks for watching, everybody, and I will see you next week for my review of Borderlands, which I'm actually going to be scheduling because I'm going to Scotland for 10 days next week.